Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. Today I'm going to share with you how to make 2 recipes in one video. I'm going to share with you how I make my homemade pasta sauce and how I make my homemade Italian meatballs. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. In the description box below, I'm going to have a list of ingredients for your reference, but as always, what I'm going to share with you is how to take those list of ingredients and put them together to make a wonderful family meal. So first what I do is I start off with my onion, and I'm using a yellow onion, but if you happen to only have a white onion on hand, you can use that. And you're going to be using a medium onion. My onion was more on the large side, so I'm not going to be using all of it, but about 1.5 cups of onion is typically what you want to use. About 1.5 cups, 1 3/4 cup, not too much, because the more onion you use will kind of overpower your sauce, so about 1.5 cups will do you. Now when it comes to the garlic, I go ahead and mince my garlic, and also with the onion, I like to chop mine about the size of, say, like a dime, maybe a little bit smaller than that, but not too much larger than a dime. So we want to have those nice pieces that are going to be in our sauce. Now with the garlic, you want to use about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. Go ahead and mince that. Now after I mince the garlic, I'm going to set the garlic and onion aside, and I have some fresh parsley. Now I'm using fresh flat leaf parsley, and actually this parsley came from my herb garden. So I'm using my fresh parsley from the herb garden. Now if you don't have fresh parsley on hand, you can definitely use dried parsley, as well as we're going to be using some dried basil. I've used fresh basil, I've used dried basil in the recipe. Kind of depends on, what I have on hand at the time. In the description box below, I will put if you're using the fresh parsley versus dried, as well as basil if you're using fresh basil versus dried basil. So I like to get started building my sauce first, my pasta sauce. And so I've gone on and I've put in some extra virgin olive oil in my pot. This is a 6.5 quart pot that I'm using. So about 2 to 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil is what you want to use. I'm going to start off first by sauteing my onions until they become nice, soft, and translucent. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome in, and if you're a returner, welcome back. My name is Dyvonne, and on my channel, I love to share what I cook and bake for my family in my kitchen. I do from scratch recipes, semi-homemade. I love doing box cakes and doctoring those up, as well as baking cakes from scratch. So if you enjoy that kind of content, I hope you consider subscribing. So once I've gone on and I've sauteed the onion and it's nice and soft, and you want to be mindful when you're sauteing your onion that you don't have your flame up too high, because we don't want to brown our onion or caramelize it at all, because then our sauce will take on a totally different flavor profile. So I usually like to saute my onion on a medium to medium low heat, just nice and soft. We just want our onions to get nice and soft and not browned. Then I go ahead and I add in the garlic. The garlic is just going to take about a minute or so. Now I'm going to put in some dried basil. Now if I were using my fresh basil, I would put the fresh basil at the end. But I'm using the dried basil, and with the dried basil, I really want to bloom those spices. And so the dried basil, I put in 1.5 teaspoons of the dried basil. I'm going to go ahead and bloom my spices. And this only is just going to take a couple of minutes. And I like to get my pasta sauce going so that way it can really start to simmer and the flavors really start to come together, because good pasta sauce, it takes a minute to really just simmer and for all the wonderful flavors to come in. Now I don't know if y'all can hear, there is a bird outside my window and it's just having the best day ever. So if you hear there's a bird just singing and having a grand time outside my window right now, I think it's a blue jay, possibly. It looks blue. For my sauce, I'm using a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and I'm also going to be using, and this is the crushed tomatoes. Now when it comes to the brand, you can use whatever brand works best for you, whatever brand that you like. I happen to gravitate towards this brand more because I found it's not as acidic, and so it works best for us, and so that's the one that I usually prefer to use. Now I'm going to use the 120-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and I'm also going to be using 120-ounce can of tomato puree as well. Now I like to use the crushed tomatoes because it just gives a little bit of texture to the sauce. You can also, if you want to, use 2 cans tomato puree. You can use just 2 cans of the tomato puree, but I like to do 1 can of crushed tomatoes, which is a 28-ounce can, and 1 can of the tomato puree. And just to be clear, both cans are 28 ounces. I realized that I may have said 20 ounce a moment ago, but just to be clear, both cans that I used are both 28 ounces. Then I go ahead and I put in my chopped parsley, and that was 1/4 of a cup of chopped parsley. I'm going to put the top on my pot, put my flame on a medium to high heat, let my pot come up to a nice rolling boil with the sauce. Then we're going to turn it down to a low and let it simmer. While my sauce is cooking, I'm going to prepare my meatballs. In my bowl, I have 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and this is a lean ground beef, and you can also use ground turkey if you like. And I put in 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt, and I'm putting in 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. So that was 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and I'm also going to put in some kosher salt. I'm putting in 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And when it comes to forming the meatballs, I'm going to share with you the easiest way I found to form nice, perfectly round meatballs. I'm using Italian style breadcrumbs. You can also use plain breadcrumbs as well. And I'm using 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. We're going to put in some grated Parmesan cheese, and we're putting in 1/4 of a cup of grated Parmesan cheese and 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley. So again, in our bowl, we have 1.5 pounds of ground beef, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. We have 1/2 cup of Italian breadcrumbs, 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley, and I just put in 1 large egg, and my egg is at room temperature. Now for my little secret ingredient, I put a little bit of water. This is 3/4 of a cup of warm water that I add to my mixture for my meatballs. What the warm water does, it actually helps to have our meatballs be nice and tender. And so that was 3/4 of a cup of warm water. You don't want your water to be hot, just warm water or just room temperature water will also work. And then once I have those ingredients all in, I mix everything together. And remember, you want your egg to also be at room temperature. That room temperature egg is going to blend really well into all the ingredients. Now once I blend everything with my spoon and I move to the best utensils I have, that's the nice clean hands, because we want to make sure we don't have pockets of ingredients, that everything is mixed and blended in well together. You want to really fold and smush your meat. I like to call it smushing. You just smush it really good, and just like that, you just go ahead, fold it over, smush it from the bottom to the top, almost like you're doing like a dough, and you're just going to really make sure that those ingredients are blended well. Now to form my meatballs, I use my ice cream scooper. And so just a regular standard ice cream scooper, and what I do is I scoop up the meat, and then I press it, make sure it's nice and even, and I very gently, without pressing, very gently roll it in the palm of my hands. Now any little creases that you have, it's important that you want to pinch those creases together, just like you see me doing there. The reason is because those little creases will become bigger cracks once we go to cook our meatballs, and then your meatball will open, okay? And so to keep your meatball a nice round solid ball, it's important that you do want to just pinch those little creases that you see in your meatball when you're forming them. And again, just want to press your meat mixture into your ice cream scooper. Make sure that you want to press it. That's kind of compacting it, and then you want to roll it between your hands and pinch any of those little creases, and be really gentle, because our mixture is very tender because we added that water to it, and so it's going to have a nice tender meatball. And this way you want to roll it, pinch any of those creases. Our meatballs will hold together nicely. And you're going to get from this recipe 16 meatballs, and this is going to be enough for a family of 5 to 6, 7 people. This is going to be plenty of meatballs and sauce and noodles that we're going to make to feed 5, 6, 7 people. You can also make your meatballs a little bit smaller if you like, but this is a really good size. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands up. I'm going to check on our sauce to see how it's doing. Our sauce, I had went on and turned it down from, it was boiling, and I went on and I turned it down to a simmer. So it went from that medium high heat to a medium low heat. I went on, put the top fully onto my pot, let it go ahead and simmer. Our sauce is looking so good. I'm going to go ahead and taste it for seasoning. If I need to add a little bit more salt, you can also add pepper. And also, if you want to have a little bit of a spicy or zesty pasta sauce, you can add in some crushed red pepper flakes. And you can add that in to your taste, to your liking. Likewise with the meatballs, if you want to have a spicy meatball, a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes will make your meatballs a little bit spicy. I added in a half a teaspoon of kosher salt to our sauce. We're going to let our sauce continue to simmer. For our meatballs, I'm using extra virgin olive oil in my pan, and we're going to cook our meatballs just a few minutes per side. This is going to give just a slight crust on our meatballs, and it also keeps them holding together nicely. And so just a few minutes per each side. And I have my flame on a medium heat because I don't want my meatballs to brown up too fast. And so I just want like that nice coloring. And you see what it's looking like? And then also when you're turning your meatballs, be gentle. And I just turn them just like that. And so we're going to let them go ahead and go. Then what I do is I take my meatballs and we're going to transfer our meatballs over to our sauce. And that's why we started our sauce earlier before starting our meatballs, so our sauce could have a chance to simmer, come together, full of flavor. Now after our meatballs have cooked about 3 minutes or so per side, we're going to transfer them over into our sauce, and we're going to let our meatballs simmer in the sauce and continue to cook, because right now they're only going to be about 10%, 15% cooked right now. And so we want to go ahead and finish gently cooking our meatballs in our sauce. And that's going to take anywhere from about 30 to 40 minutes. Now my homemade pasta sauce, I use it many different ways. I use it for when I want to make my homemade spaghetti and meatballs from scratch, my homemade pasta bake, when I also make my homemade from scratch lasagna. So I have a wonderful lasagna recipe and vlog, and I'll make sure that I put that link to that vlog in the description box below, as well as when I do my pasta bake, and I do that. And so this sauce is also a sauce that I make if I make homemade pizza. I'll use this when I want to make homemade pizza, and it also freezes really well. And so I also will freeze it, and so when I want to have some homemade pizza and I want to have my homemade sauce to go with it, I'll go ahead and take that out of the freezer. And so the sauce is very versatile, and so I can kind of dress it up and change it up any different ways that I like. And so in the description box below, though, I'll put some other recipes that I've used my sauce for. So I have my boiling water. To my water, I add a little bit of salt to the boiling water for our pasta, which is going to be our spaghetti. It's been about 30 minutes or so. Our meatballs should be just about done. I'm going to cook my spaghetti al dente. Also to go with our spaghetti dinner tonight, I'm making a nice fresh garden salad with some cucumbers and tomatoes, lettuce, croutons, and so it's going to be a really nice meal. And for dessert, I made a flourless chocolate cake, so be sure to look for that vlog coming very soon on how I made this homemade flourless chocolate cake. Well, our spaghetti is looking great. It is cooked up al dente. Let me check on our meatballs. Oh, look at those meatballs. And the kitchen smells so good. It smells just like our own little Italian restaurant. Well, I am going to put our plate together of our spaghetti and our meatballs. And to finish everything off, I just like to sprinkle a little bit of that fresh parsley right into our pot. This is our plate. I'm going to get y'all the first bite. Y'all are my guests, so I hope you have been enjoying spending time with me in my kitchen. And we made our meatballs with ground beef, but you can surely make them with ground turkey if you prefer. And just look how they cut. They cut so nice, so tender. Go ahead and take your bite. Now I'm going to take my bite and see how we did. Oh my goodness. These meatballs do not disappoint. They are full of flavor. Now we have to try our spaghetti and our sauce. And if you just want to make like meatball sandwiches, you can definitely use this recipe and make you some nice meatball sandwiches. I should have got my spoon. Go ahead and take your bite of spaghetti. Now I'm going to take my bite. This dinner. Oh my gosh. I hope you give this recipe a try. 2 recipes in one vlog: how to make homemade pasta sauce and how to make homemade Italian meatballs. Well, that is it for me today. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, don't forget to show it some love. Give it a thumbs up and click share. Share this video with a friend or family. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you can come back and visit me again in my kitchen. And remember, it's always good when Dyvonne is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.